You guys, it's November, the holidays are approaching, and there are so many cozy fall and winter books that we are so excited for. Today we thought we'd sit down and go over some of our cozy fall book recommendations and also tell you guys about some of the books that we are so excited to read this cozy fall season.
November does always feel like the perfect month to read cozy books because it's still fall, but it's also getting chilly outside. It's the countdown to Christmas, so we're really excited to just go over some of these today. We do have our sweaters on, and before we jump into the books, we do want to take a second to unbox these on camera with you guys. We did partner with Simply to Impress for our holiday cards this season, so we wanted to go ahead and show you guys. This is the first year we've done holiday cards together, and they just got delivered. They came in this really cute box. They came with a thank you card, and here they are.
So cute.
Let me show you guys a close-up. It was actually super easy to customize these on their website. We put seasons readings on the front and wrote, "Have yourself a merry little Xmas." Absolutely obsessed. They are front and back, and it's on like super high quality cardstock, which we love. They also came with these premium lined envelopes that you could put your address on. We just put Lauren and Amanda at Loranda Reads.
We also got a garland to display our cards and any other cards that we get throughout the holiday season. Here it is. It is so cute. This will look perfect on our tree garlands that we put on our mantles. We will show you guys a close-up of how we displayed it, but this will just look so cute for the holiday season.
This was our first time ordering with them, but we actually are really in love with the product, so we do highly recommend checking out Simply to Impress for your holiday cards this season. They did give us a discount code for you guys. You can get 35% off and free shipping on all custom holiday cards with the code Loranda35. So make sure to use that at checkout.
All orders that are $75 or more will receive the holiday garland while supplies last, so definitely make sure to check it out. We will leave the link to all of this in the description.
But yeah, thank you so much, Simply to Impress, for our holiday cards. Now we're ready to get into the books, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and start with our cozy recs, and then we'll do our cozy TBR after. So of course, up first, I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshigaju Kawaguchi, and this is a collection of short stories that takes place in a coffee shop in Japan that's said to have time travel. I honestly thought this was such an amazing read. The writing is really beautiful. The stories pull at your heartstrings, so I remember tearing up for a lot of them. And I think something about the coffee shop and the descriptions of the coffee and the pastries really give that cozy feel. Overall, I thought all of these stories were just really beautiful. If you're looking for some short stories that are cozy, I would recommend this one. I know there's a collection of other books by this author as well, so I think any of those would be great to pick up.
A book I think is so cozy and perfect for the fall time is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is just such a heart-wrenching kind of cozy story. This one is a second chance romance. Honestly, that isn't one of my favorite tropes, just because I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of miscommunication, but with this one I remember it was much deeper than just like a basic little problem that could have been resolved with communication. It was just a lot happening. I think this one was just so cozy because you do get to see how close these two friends were and just them like growing up and being so close and loving, and it's so cute, and it's definitely perfect for the fall time. I think the new cover just screams fall as well, so I definitely recommend this one.
An author that I think does cozy really well is TJ Klune, so I brought both of my TJ Klune books, The House in the Cerulean Sea and Under the Whispering Door. I think this author just does a really good job of found family and writing about romance in a really cozy way. The House in the Cerulean Sea we both absolutely loved, but Under the Whispering Door just screams fall time. The story seems a little unconventional. We are following this man named Wallace, and he has unfortunately died, but he doesn't really want to accept that. And in the waiting area there is this tea shop. The owner of this tea shop is named Hugo, and he promises to help Wallace cross over. Wallace has decided he is not done living, so he sets out to live an entire lifetime in 7 days. And I think the setting just taking place at this magical tea shop is the perfect cozy read. The found family is amazing. The romance is cute. The overall story is just really wholesome. I loved this book. Honestly, either one of these though gives you that cozy feel.
So following that, a book that I thought was pretty much super close to The House in the Cerulean Sea is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. This was just so cozy, so wholesome, so warm, exactly like The House in the Cerulean Sea. This is a witchy version though, and I know witchy just kind of screams October, but this definitely doesn't have to be read in October. And this one we are following our main character Mika Moon, and she is a witch, but she's found herself not being able to form a real connection with anyone. She's always on the move. And one day she finds herself having to go to this household where they have 3 young witches who really need help controlling their magic. And witches are not supposed to be friends with other witches. So she's trying to go over there and help them get this under control, but also kind of keep it a secret, because if they do get caught, they will all get in trouble. So we have that like found family going on, and there's also a kind of grumpy sunshine trope. It is just so perfect. I definitely think it's one of my favorite cozy books that I've read ever.
Oh. So the next one I brought, I felt like gave me cozy vibes while I was reading it, even though it's not necessarily marketed as a cozy book, but it was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I think because this book was kind of low stakes, at least in this first one, since we're focused more on the romance, it kind of felt like a warm story. This is a fantasy romance. We're following 2 people who are workplace rivals. They live in a world where magic does exist though, but it's just kind of like old traces of it. As they're competing for the same job, they end up corresponding, and while our main character does not know who she's communicating with, the love interest does know it's her. There's honestly a lot going on, but the writing is super beautiful. The quotes are amazing. Something about it did feel comforting, even though there's like war going on. But yeah, if you haven't read this one yet and you were thinking about it, I do think it gives me kind of warm fall vibes. Let me know in the comments if you don't think so.
So now we're gonna get into more of those kind of wintry cozy books. Up first, I do have In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This one was just so freaking cute. So we're following our main character, Maylin, and her family go to this cabin every single year since she was born, and she of course goes with another family. In that family, she has a huge crush on one of the boys. So her goal this Christmas is to just kind of pursue him and get things going with their relationship. And she ends up failing, and then she realizes that she is living the same holiday trip over again. So she has the chance to go back and do it again and try and make things right. I think this one is just a perfect kind of cozy book to read in the winter with like a nice little cup of hot cocoa with like the Hallmark channel in the background. This is giving like a Hallmark movie, you know?
Definitely. The only sort of Hallmark-ish story that I feel like I've read that I wanted to include today is The Plight Before Christmas by Kate Stewart. We both read it last year, and I think this is the most cozy winter book that I've personally read. I think the idea of this is so cute though. The front says an unexpected romantic dramedy, and that's exactly what it was. In this, we're following Whitney. She's not really doing well. She's not in the holiday spirit. She didn't get a promotion she just applied for. She just went through a breakup. Everything just doesn't seem to be going her way, but her mother convinces her to come to this cabin for a holiday trip. She agrees to go on this trip thinking she could kind of just drink her sorrows away, and then she's shocked to find that her ex shows up at the front door. We basically just have to see how these 2 handle the situation. I thought it was so fun. It's definitely a romantic dramedy. Kate Stewart did the Raven Hood trilogy, so the fact that she has a Christmas book at all is so cool. Since this does take place at her grandfather's old cabin, everything is super themed. They've got decorations everywhere. They're making hot cocoa with the family. I'd say this is cozy, but it's more on the fun side. It's a little bit spicy. It's definitely a family drama type of book, but the setting is really cozy, so I thought we could include it today.
These are all of our recommendations. Not too many, but we don't really read a lot of cozy books, but we do have a whole bunch on our cozy TBR that we're hoping next year we can add to our cozy recs. I do have a few cozy winter books on my physical TBR that I do need to get through. First, I have Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. I have so many Sophie Kinsella books and I still haven't read any of them, but I think a Christmas one would be the perfect one to start with. I have 8 Perfect Hours by Leah Lewis. We actually both own this. I think we purchased it from BookOutlet. Every time I see this on Goodreads, it always has really good reviews, so this is definitely one I'm interested in reading. I have Christmas Bliss by Mary Kay Andrews. Honestly, this was a cover purchase because I just think it is so gorgeous. And another cover purchase was So This Is Christmas by Tracy Andrew. It's pink and there's Christmas on it, so that is why I bought it. These are definitely some that I hope I can get to by the end of the year. Now we're gonna move on to the books that we of course don't own yet, but we desperately want.
Up first, I thought this one was super interesting because it is a winter cozy book, but it happens to be a mystery, which I think could be interesting. So this is The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson. I do own another book by this author I haven't read yet though. This one sounds really cool. It's taking place in London at this huge manor, and it's basically gonna be a dinner. A bunch of different people are invited and they basically just have to solve this mystery. It says one of our main characters begins to wonder what kind of story is she genuinely inhabiting. Is it a grand romance, a gothic tale, or has she wandered into some something far more sinister and terrifying than she's ever imagined. I just think this one could be fun because it is like a Christmas type of story, but it's going to be a cozy mystery as well. So I'm excited for this one. I wanted to include it today.
One I definitely want to read this season is You Again by Kate Goldsbeck. I see this one all over Bookstagram, all over Book Talk. It says, can they stop hating each other long enough to fall in love? A commitment phobe and hopeless romantic clash over and over again until heartbreak and unexpected chemistry bring them together, and this clever enemies to friends to lovers debut romance. I think it sounds really cute. I love enemies to lovers, and this cover is just giving fall, so I definitely want to read it sometime soon.
So the next one I came across that I think would be really cool to read is A Court of Sugar and Spice by Rebecca F. Kenny. And this one is essentially a Nutcracker retelling. It says, with their inheritance restricted until their marriage, sisters Clara and Louisa, both in their 20s, must live with their godfather. One night, an accident brings to life one of the strange wooden dolls in the mansion. The Nutcracker doll is a cursed Fae prince, and he pleads for the sisters to help bringing them into the Fae realm. That's all I need to know. I think this could be so interesting. Something about like a winter Christmassy fantasy type book just piques my interest.
One that I definitely want to read is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. First of all, this cover is just everything. It's tragic that I don't own it already. A steamy plus-size holiday rom-com about an adult film star who is semi-accidentally cast as a lead in a family-friendly Christmas movie. And her co-star is none other than her childhood crush Nolan Shaw, who is an ex-boy band member in desperate need of a career rehab. I think this already sounds so much fun. We're seeing both of these characters kind of not wanting to do this, but kind of having to do it. I think that's gonna have a lot of comedy in it, so we'll see. Hopefully I love it.
So the next book I have on my TBR is In the Company of Witches by R. Lee Wallace, and I've heard this book is the epitome of a fall cozy read. So it says, when a guest dies in the B&B she helps her aunts run, a young witch must rely on some good old-fashioned investigating to clear her aunt's name in this magical and charming new cozy mystery. There's never been a problem they couldn't handle, but then Constance, a local known for being argumentative, dies while staying at the bed and breakfast. At first it seems like an accident, but it soon becomes clear that there's something more sinister at work. Bryn will just have to hope that her aunt's magic and her own investigative skills will lead her to answers and maybe back to the gift she once thought herself ready to give up forever. This sounds so cute, like a witchy bed and breakfast, but also a cozy mystery. I'm so excited to read it.
Up next, I do have Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. This just came out on October 3rd. It says a sexy, hilarious standalone holiday rom-com about the adult children of two former rock stars who team up to convince their estranged mothers to play a Christmas Eve concert. Christmas Eve is fast approaching, and a decades-old scandal is poised to wreck everything. The Steelbirds reunion, their relationship with their mothers, and their newfound love. I think that sounds so good. And looking at the reviews, a lot of you guys have loved it. Like, I'm seeing 4 stars, 5 stars, 4.75, so I'm really hoping I'm gonna love it just as much.
Up next, I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This one, gorgeous cover. Every time I see it, I'm obsessed. I can't believe I don't own it yet. It says a professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers dark fae, magic, friendship, and love at the start of the heartwarming and enchanting new fantasy series. I did not know this was going to be a series. It says, who is Wendell Bumblebee and what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. This sounds so good. I can't believe I haven't read it yet. I think I thought this was gonna be like a picture book or a non-fiction. I had no idea it was an actual novel, but I can't wait to get it. It needs to be read this fall.
I also want to read the new release that Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone just released as well on October 10th. They released A Holly Jolly Ever After, which is the second book in the A Christmas Notch series. So it goes along with that A Merry Little Meet Cute book. So in this one, we're following another guy from that really popular boy band back in the day. It seems like Callum is ready to follow in his other bandmate's lead and try and get him back in the spotlight. The bottom says, everybody loved A Merry Little Meet Cute, funny and saucy. This certainly puts the X-rated into Xmas heat. This is so funny. I just thought the covers were so cute. I didn't realize they were like X-rated Christmas books, but I think that'll be really fun.
The last one I have for today is A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. This one won like awards a couple years ago for Best Young Adult Book. It says 14-year-old Mona isn't like the wizards charged with defending the city. She can't control lightning or speak to water. Her familiar is a sourdough starter and her magic only works on bread. That's so cute, and that just gives cozy because I know she's just gonna be baking all day. She has a comfortable life in her aunt's bakery making gingerbread men dance. Mona's life is turned upside down when she finds a dead body on the bakery floor. An assassin is stalking the streets of Mona City, preying on magic folk, and it appears that Mona is his next target. An embattled city and an assassin may be the least of Mona's worries. This is gonna be so cute, and I want to read this one as close as Christmas as possible just because I think something about being at a bakery and a cozy mystery will be perfect for that time.
So those are pretty much all of our TBR books we want to read, but of course there's also Ruthless Vows that is going to come out really soon. That's the second book of Divine Rivals, and we also want to read Legends and Lattes and the prequel book that is coming out soon. Make sure to join our book club if you haven't already. We are going to be reading Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders, which is a cozy mystery as well. So if you haven't joined, make sure to join. The link will be in the description.
Let us know in the comments what cozy books you're looking forward to this holiday season. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time.
And also tell you guys about some of the books that we are so excited to read this cozy fall season.
Until she sees her ex on the front door. Step. Sorry, okay, No, I know, okay,
Y'all let us know if you want one.
Y'all let us know.
We got like 40.
If you order something from Etsy, let us know and we'll just stick one in there for you. Oh, it says this spicy adult fantasy romance retelling of the Nutcracker fairy tale.
Okay.
Trigger warnings available on the author's website? I just got 10 times more excited for that.